Franchise Sports Media!
What's going on, fight fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the main event right here on Franchise Sports Media. Rolling a little slow today, but that's okay. We're going to keep it live and pushing going forward. Man, oh man, do we have ourselves a weekend. Weekends like this in Vegas are unlike anything else. The energy, the vibrations, and just everyone that's all around, everything that's going on, all the different events. Sure, we got concerts. Sure, we got shows you can check out. Gambling, partying, we got all the goods. But when it's fight weekend in Las Vegas, woo-wee, you're not going to find many other cities better to be in than right here in Las Vegas. We started off the weekend down at the Fountain Blue with Power Slap 12. Folks, I'm here to tell you, I was very skeptical of this at first. If you guys remember our previous shows when I had my former co-host Griffin Kemp on here, very, very skeptical of Power Slap. Just one of those things where you're like, really? All right, we're just gonna see people just slapping each other now? I mean, sure, when I was a kid, we all slap box and went at it with each other, but now we're gonna make this into a sport. And look, lo and behold, so many of us, this guy included, we're all eating crow because Dana White told us, hey guys, this is gonna be the new thing. And I told you guys last time with Power Slap 11, I'm hooked. I'm in. They're live with the team. Franchise Sports Media was in the building, and man, oh man, it's awesome. It's awesome. The smaller venue at the Fountain Blue, trust me, it will get bigger. But the smaller venue, that energy just vibrates all throughout the entire, every single seat. Some people need to learn how to sit down, but nonetheless, to be able to see it live, to see these men and women go up on stage with the entrances, the roaring of the crowd, their support behind them, and then they get there and stand toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano, and you know, you gotta slap and take a slap unless you get knocked on the first one, which definitely happens. Man, oh man, it is something, and it is exciting. One of the reasons it's exciting is because you never know what's going to happen and who might turn out to be the next champion. We do have a new Power Slap middleweight champion. Brendan Bordeaux gets his revenge on the man that put him down, stopping the 4 consecutive knockout streak of Isaiah Quinones. Look, these two went at it. We know what happened the first time. They both rocked each other. The Puerto Rican pretty boy, Quinones, was able to get the upper hand, gets the knockout, becomes the champion. This rematch was something where you just said, it's going to happen. It's got to happen. They're clear and head and shoulders above everyone else in this division right now. These are the two to go ahead and do a rematch with. Well, this rematch in the main event held up to the standards. These guys went at it. Bordeaux was able to go out there, put the champion down now and with a knockout. Now, what's curious is, just like in boxing, you have the standing 8 count. Power slap, you go down, there is an 8 count there's a standing 8 count before it gets to 10 and you're done. I feel that had Isaiah taken the standing 8 count, waited on one knee, watched the referee and allowed him to get to 6, 7, 8, then pop up, he might have been able to continue going forward. But he tried to push forward like the champion and soldier that he is, and he just couldn't catch his balance. Equilibrium was all off, dazed and confused, was going down, and was crowned. Now, clearly afterwards, the emotion of Bordeaux winning the title, coming back, getting revenge on someone that beat him, coming now, he's the champion, he's the king of the mountain, he's the one everyone is chasing. He even called for the trilogy and say, listen, it's going to be the biggest one in Power Slap right now. Short history, but it's the biggest one so far. We are clearly head and shoulders, maybe even chest, above everyone else in our division. It makes sense for us to go ahead and go at it, us two again. So, whether it's Power Slap 13, Power Slap 14, in the near future, most likely before the year ends, Power Slap will see Quinones and Bordeaux standing across from each other once again. Cannot wait for that. Those two highly delivered, fan favorites as well. They both had their cheering sections going on from. Bordeaux definitely had a massive crowd. When we were leaving, it was funny to see they all had their shirts on, and you just stand next to me like, I wonder who you guys were rooting for. But they was in good spirit. It was good sport. Everybody was around. Everybody that was there gave off good energy. and reception to everyone that they ran into, whether you were just passing by, standing in line to get drinks or standing in line to get in. Everyone just like, man, it's good to see you. You see a lot of people there that you see online in different variations, and it's a good crowd. The co-main event saw the inaugural crowning of the lightweight championship. Robert Trio becomes the first power slap lightweight champion. He defeated Dakota McGregor. Man, oh man, this went to the decision. And what was interesting, you looked at Robert, it looked like he was going to knock McGregor out. It's another McGregor face planting, surprise, surprise. But it looked like he was going to be able to put him down and just say, yeah, dude, I'm the one. Shout to McGregor though, he was able to he got wobbled early on with the first 2 strikes. He withstood it. The third one, he kind of leaned on the table a little bit after getting struck. That held him up, but he was able to withstand that one in the last 2 and finish the round. We honestly, all in the crowd, you hear people all over, he's going down, this is over, this is the one. And McGregor said, no, I got the luck on my side. Not just yet, I'm going the distance. And boy, man, I'll tell you, man, for the champ, he ate them like they was homemade butter hot biscuits. I mean, nothing was phased. I'm just, ha! Thank you, sir. Can I have another? I mean, it was incredible to see the restraint, the stamina, and the ability to take these slaps and look like you weren't even phased. I think it was maybe one that kind of rattled him a little bit, but for the most part, the new champ was just like, no, buddy. You're not the one to put me on my ass. Tonight's my night. So shout out to Robert for being a new champion. He even called out and said, hey, at some point I walk around pretty big. I want to move up to welterweight. Challenge for the thing there. Hey, we're already trying to get double champ status right here in the power slap. Love it. Got to see it. We had the women going in as well. The women's flyweight saw Paige Van Zandt. You remember Paige Van Zandt from the world of UFC. Look, Paige Van Zandt. You say what you will about her, because I know when she was coming into UFC, she was garnishing a lot of attention, but also a lot of hate. Her and at the time, Sage Northcutt, they were popular. They were hot. They were the new young stars of the UFC. And people were like, oh man, they're only doing that because they're attractive and they're trying to push the new blood. Look, Paige Van Zandt had her moments in the UFC looking really good as a fighter. And yes, it does help for anybody if you do have a certain look to yourself. That's true, but you got to be able to go out there and perform. We saw, hey, she had her moments, but she had her struggles as well. But then she went into bare knuckle boxing. Hey, I'm more than a cute face and a smile. I'm ready to go out here and throw some fisticuffs. Now she's in Power Slap making a 3rd appearance, and once again, she was able to come out victorious. She gets a decision victory over amateur MMA fighter. One day she'll get her pro card against Michelle Brown. These two went at it as well. They went blow for blow. I could see these two at some point in the future, maybe not immediate, obviously, because of the victory, but somewhere down the line, these two meet up again, and it'd be fun to see Brown and Van Zandt once again stand on opposite sides of the table. These two ladies showed their grit, their toughness to go slap for slap and still keep standing with each other, shaking it off. And hey, Paige Van Zandt was just able to get the decision victory. Her strikes did a little bit more damage, felt a little bit more from her as well. So hey, and that's just the way it goes. The rules are interesting because, again, if you don't see someone get wobbled and you don't see someone fall down, you're like, okay, well, how do you score it? What's the effectiveness of the slap? How much? Because sometimes, look, as much as you measure, you can easily alligator arm it, you can overreach it, you can just come up too fast, too short, you don't follow all the way through. There's a lot of things that can go on there that doesn't go in your favor as far as winning. But Power Slap, seeing it live, if you guys get a chance, I know Dana White talked about that they want to expand it, go to other cities as well. So if you get a chance whenever it does, I would love that it's here. And I hope that we get more and more here a little bit more often. It would be awesome if it was a stay here, but I get it. It's a company, it's expansion. We want to go to other places as well, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see Power Slap. So it's here to stay, and we're on board. Like I said, I'm in. I'm all in with it. Then we get to the main event of the weekend. Yeah, UFC 313 was going down. T-Mobile Arena. We had the championship on the line in the main event. Everyone's been talking about Alex Pereira, Poatan, the greatest, the best entrance in the UFC. We know he's good. Knocking fools out, stepping up on short notice, putting this guy down. You want to hit me low? No, referee, that's not your job to stop it. Give it to me. Bam! Left hook. It's been awesome to see his rise. 2024 was his year. It's been awesome to see this rise of a kickboxing expert short time in MMA, and he has been phenomenal. Already titles in 2 different divisions, and he's this vicious striker from Brazil. And we're all saying, man, just put him in there with a wrestler. Just put someone who could just double leg him, single leg him, take him down, and it's over with. We've seen a couple times where he got taken down against Jan Blachowicz, but hey, he came out victorious. Okay, and then you hear fans, you hear analysts, you hear commentators all say, there's a boogeyman at light heavyweight. There's someone there named Magomed Ankalaev. That's the one that everyone wants to see go against Alex Pereira. Because see, when he was at middleweight, those was all against strikers. At some point, he could go up to heavyweight. That's going to be against strikers. Light heavyweight, so far, he's taking on, Blachowicz, Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree, striker-dominant fighters. But what happens when he takes on the grappler? Well, he took on the boogeyman himself, Magomed Ankalaev, and guess what? And new light heavyweight champion. But what's interesting, for all the talk of grappling and all the talk of, oh, you just got to get him down, you can hold him down, you can ground and pound him, X, Y, and Z, Pereira was 11 for 11 on takedown defense. He stuffed every single takedown, did not get taken down whatsoever in this fight. What? But here's what's so interesting about this particular matchup. Pereira, so conscious, so worried about Ankalaev's grappling. You can tell that he was gun shy. He didn't want to pull the trigger too often, overextend himself, expose himself. Ankalaev ducks underneath, double leg, takes him down, puts him right where he wants him. So Pereira at times, while he came out early, wanted to make it a point. I'm going to leg kick that lead leg, kick that calf, make it heavy to drag so you don't have as much force pushing off of it. So just like with Nate Diaz, when he fought Rafael dos Anjos, when he fought Ben Henderson, a little bit like when he fought Conor McGregor, that lead leg sitting in the front. Now he's got a boxing stance, Diaz, so he's a lot heavier and more dependent on it. But if you're a wrestler and you're trying to shoot in, that back leg is important for the get off, but just as much as that front leg. That front leg where you can squat down and explode from it. Look at someone like George St. Pierre, Kamaru Usman, guys like that Tyrone Woodley. Now, Woodley had tree trunks for legs like Saquon Barkley. He wasn't necessarily known for his takedowns, but when he was exploding, you got to have both legs. If you could take away one of those legs and make it a hindrance to the takedown, well, hey, now you can't take me down as much. That vicious acceleration that you're going to give me to take me down, to grab one of my legs, if not both of them, hit me at the hips, tackle me back like you, Ray Lewis. No. Shout out to Ankalaev, though. He was able to take those kicks, switch stance a couple times, but he took those kicks all in stride. It was just like, yeah, it's going to be bruised, but I ain't got time to bleed. Shout out to Jesse Ventura right there. You mean to tell me that he took all those leg kicks? Let me tell you something. I'm a former CEO. I took 900 leg kicks in a matter of 3 minutes when I was in. Sorry, I went to a Jesse Ventura impression there. My bad. It was horrible. But Ankalaev went out there and showed like, yeah, okay, I've been telling you guys, I'm a grappler, but I can strike as well. And there was times where he was outstriking Pereira. Again, Pereira so conscious of the takedown, he didn't want to let go of his hands, has his stance as well. What's interesting about Alex Pereira, he deserves all the hype that he's garnished on this show, many other shows as well. He's earned it. But if you look at his striking, it's not the most difficult to figure out. He's not doing all these weird angles. He's not coming from all these different, he's not doing all these different setups. It's not unorthodox. You look at someone recently retired, Dominic Cruz, constantly bouncing around, fading you 100 times before he throws punches, moving, switch kicking. You look at someone like Conor McGregor, the ability to use range where you feel like, oh, I'm too far away. Oh, wait a minute, he just tagged me. And you look at Pereira's not like that. He's going to stalk you down, he's going to back you up, and he's going to get you nervous, and he's just going to come in, pop, pop. And next thing you know, with his power and ability to finish you once he smells blood in the water like a shark, that's how he's able to become victorious. But now, Ankalaev flipped it. Said, whoa. He did what Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder in the 12th round of their first fight. And for the next 2 fights after that is, I'm going to make him go backwards. He's the puncher. Is he like Chuck Liddell and Anderson Silva? Is he a good counterpuncher? I don't know. We've never seen it. Let's find out. And Ankalaev found out, no, Pereira's not that effective as a counterpuncher. Now, again, the takedown defense, the takedowns were on Pereira's mind, Poaton's mind. So that's also conscious. But the entire fight, pretty much, he's backing up. And I've told you guys before, when in a fight, boxing, MMA, anyone, if you're the fighter backing up, if that's not your natural state of being a counter, it's a lot because now you're in defense mode. Now you're thinking, take down. Oh, wait, he's throwing jabs at me. Wait, he's throwing punches at me. You've seen Ankalaev at times. He was throwing punches, rattling Pereira's head. There was one, I want to say it was at the end of the second or third round, where he clocked Pereira with a good cross, and if not for the buzzer ringing, Pereira might have been in serious trouble, and Ankalaev might have been able to go in for a finish. Rattled him, made him buckle, fell against the cage. So for Ankalaev, he's able to go out there and say, yeah, dude, there's more to me than just grappling. My striking isn't the most diverse, it isn't the most daunting and whatnot, but I'm a tough son of a bitch, and I'm willing to go out here and stand toe-to-toe, 10 toes down in front of any damn body, and I'm gonna push him back, make him think about it. Now again, you got to the fourth round, fourth round, where Ankalaev was really using his grappling to go out there and hold him up against the fence. That's a lot of wear and tear on itself as far as the defender, and that makes you tired, gassing out your arms, trying to defend everything. But at the same time, you gotta give nothing but credit to both fighters, but it wasn't the most entertaining fight. And some people, I know Yuri Prochazka was already putting out there like, look, man, nobody respects you as a champion because in a sense, and this is true in combat sports, to beat the champion, you can't just win. You gotta beat the champion. And there's times where in UFC and in boxing, we've seen in a title fight where it might have looked like the challenger won, but he didn't beat the champion. So championship favor goes here, but not in this particular case. It went to Ankalaev. Dana White afterwards in the post-fight talked about an immediate rematch could be possible. So there is that. We know Pereira, if he didn't sustain injuries, he's easily quick to turn around for a fight. I think in the rematch, Pereira will still be conscious of the takedowns, but I think he would much rather say, I got to be more aggressive. You're at his corner, former champion Glover Teixeira, and his other trainers tell him, you got to let your hands go. You got to let your hands go. And there was times, especially in the fourth, where when he did let his hands go, Ankalaev was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, this is what it is? Oh, but he didn't do it often and consistently enough to keep Ankalaev on the defense where he's throwing it back and he wasn't able to feel the wrath of Pereira in the stand-up game. So a rematch will be interesting to see what changes in their game plans. Does Ankalaev try to go for the takedowns early, now thinking, hey, I backed him up the first time. I made him second guess himself and not throw as many strikes. He's gonna come out blazing, trying to fire all the cannons at me. I'm just gonna take him down real easy off that counter, whoopsie, and take him down. Or does Pereira say, okay, I got a better read for you. Instead of me backing up so much, I'm gonna stand right here and I'm gonna slowly but surely just come on in, sneak on in, throw more jabs, throw more to the body, then whoop, uppercut, whoop, cross, hook. We'll see how it goes. But it will be fun to see, to watch those two battle it again. For Pereira, obviously, this does delay the possible super fight of him moving up to heavyweight, taking on John Jones or Mr. Tom Aspinall. But that can still happen sometime this year. Hey, I believe they go to another city on the East Coast later in this year in November. They always need a big show at the Garden. Just saying, in New York. Alicia Keys will hate me for doing that, but nonetheless, still love you, girl. Co-main event saw a lightweight bout between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. This one fight of the night. I told you guys with Boss Man on the live after the weigh-ins. Justin Gaethje does not know how to have a boring fight. He's just not in his DNA. He just can't do it. He can try to do it. I'm just not. I gotta do it. And it's a lot of fun to watch. Now, granted, it's going to be a lot of wear and tear on him once he's done, and we've already heard and seen some of it now, but hey, it's the life he chose, and he's going out there for our entertainment, for his enjoyment. $950,000 he has won in post-fight bonuses. Just for his bonuses. That's just bonuses. That's not what he actually gets paid, which sure a whole lot more considering he's always action-packed, but nonetheless, almost $1 million this man has won in bonuses. So remember, like him, love him, hate him, disagree with him, agree with everything he says. Appreciate someone like Justin Gaethje now because we don't see many fighters like him that consistent with their fight night performances. Thank you for all that he's done. He's already talked about, hey, I don't have that much time left in this cage, so I want to make the most out of it. After this fight, he called for a title fight. Hey, man, I've won 3 of my last 4 bouts. The one I lost was an exhibition fight against the featherweight Max Holloway for the BMF title, and I got knocked out at the last 10 seconds. It was one of the highlights, greatest knockouts of all time. But nonetheless, he does have a legitimate case to say, look, you've already fought some of these guys up here. The one you were supposed to fight, Armin Tarusian, He done messed up his back and whatnot. I'm here and ready to go. So let me get a crack at the title. Let's see if I can have one more chance. Your predecessor, your coach, your trainer, your mentor, not predecessor, excuse me, but your mentor, Habib, he already beat me. Let me get another crack at it. Let's see if I can beat you guys from Dagestan one more time, Islam. Come on with it. Don't move up to welterweight. Don't move up to middleweight. Don't go to light heavyweight. Crazy son of a gun. Stay down here for a few more fights. Let me see if I can bring that title back to USA. For Rafael Aziz, I mean, shout out to him. He stepped up on this for short notice because Dan Hooker got injured. Brutal hand injury. If you guys didn't see it on social media, I mean, what these fighters are willing to sacrifice and go through to go out there, put on these fights and fight. You know, sometimes we as fans, we don't always appreciate it. And as fans, we can get caught up in our feelings, emotions, our own thoughts. Oh man, you were scared. You just wanted to pull out the fight. Oh man, he didn't want the smoke. He didn't want any of that. Oh, that guy, I knew it, man. Fraud check. No, this dude hand literally looked like he had 3 softballs up underneath his skin, how bad it was. So shout out to Dan Hooker. Prayers go to you for a speedy recovery, man. We look forward to seeing you back in there. But hey, Fazee stepped up on short notice. He called and said, you rang. And he came out there and said, all right, I'll take on the fight. I'll take on the fight everyone else doesn't want to do. He got dropped by an uppercut. Gaethje was finding a home for that uppercut all night. I mean, there was times where he was literally coming behind, doing a dirty boxing tactic, getting the left hand behind the head and just, Hadouken! And he was able to land some of those. But hey, Fazee's landed some very vicious body shots. I feel like had this been a 5-round bout, those body kicks that Fazee was landing on Gaethje might have started to wear in the 4th, 5th round because he was landing some thunderous ones. It sounded like Jean-Claude Van Damme in kickboxing when he just ha! You know, he wasn't going to fall out like he did, but he was kicking a bamboo tree. I mean, what do you expect? But Fazee told Ariel Helwani he does think maybe he needs to move down to featherweight. He can make 155, but you do notice against Gaethje and others, he is usually the smaller man physically, so maybe a move down to 145 is in the works for him. Go down there, try his luck, see what he can do there. Fazee's, man, heart of a freaking lion. It has been awesome to see him in combat going out there and fighting as well. So, you know, UFC 313 was fun. A lot of good moments. You know, like I said, the main event was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't one of those where you walked away definitively thinking, Alcala is the man at 205 now. He's got the title. But you didn't walk away with that feeling of, wait, there's a new king in the mountain here. That guy, who's going to beat him? So we'll see. You got Bilal Muhammad at 170. You got your boy Magomed Ankalaev at 205. I mean, I hope those guys put on some great performances going forward because it's, yeah. Well, you guys know what I mean. If you know, you know. Now let's move on over because we talked about the stage of Power Slap. We talked about the octagon of the UFC. Let's step over to the ring. WWE. Yeet! WrestleMania is 1 month away, y'all. It is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry. Man, oh man. So let me just wrap my head around this. You got John Cena as a heel. I can't wait till next Monday Night on Raw when he's supposed to make an appearance over in Chamonix. That's going to be a lot of fun. What does he got to say? What theme song is he going to come out to? Bad Bad Man, Thugonomics, or does he just keep it simple? Dun, 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 dun. We shall see. So you got that going on. You got Cody Rhodes all banged up and bruised because Travis Scott put one on him that particular night. And John Cena with the Rolex gave him a 2-piece and a biscuit. What happens there in that particular one? Does The Rock have anyone else that he's going to convince to sell his soul? We heard Logan Paul say, yeah, I'm willing to do so. Logan Paul then tries to get into it with the comedian. AJ Styles comes out, so clearly it looks like we're getting Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Athletically, that should be a lot of fun. Here's the crazy thing about Logan Paul. Like, you don't want him to be in the main picture right away. But then when you hear him on the mic, and then you see the crowd reaction, and then you see some of the stuff he can do in the ring, you're almost like, man, look, I'm just saying, he's got all the things you need. The only thing Logan Paul doesn't have, in all honesty, he doesn't have the time put in. That's it. He just doesn't have the time put in for that. And then, so that's one title fight. You got Jay Uso, Yeet taking over the whole nation, got everybody in the whole world going, got the glasses going, coming into the audiences. We love it. He's got Gunther, the ring general, waiting for him once again to say, buddy, we've been down this road before. We know how it ends. But since you earned this by winning the Rumble, I'll entertain it. I'll be your Huckleberry. We'll see how that goes. We had a steel cage match on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, these two guys hate each other. You guys need to figure this thing out here. The best in the world, CM Punk, the Seth freaking Rollins over here. Y'all need to settle this. Go inside of a steel cage. They have a phenomenal match. One of those old school cage matches where you just say, holy, this is awesome. And just when it looks like Seth Rollins about to win, guess who's back? The tribal chief, Roman Reigns, comes on down and puts a beat down on both of them. Now I'm gonna say this here right now. This is what I'm looking at when I watch the tea leaves. Roman chokes out Seth Rollins, pulls him out the ring, beats him down. Remember, Seth Rollins, from betraying him to all the matches that they had, but also the Royal Rumble, curb stomped him several times, even on the stairs, putting Roman Reigns out. We thought he was going to be out indefinitely. Roman's back. So he gets on him. Then he goes after CM Punk. All three of these guys went at the Rumble against each other. Now he goes against CM Punk. When he's taking out Rollins, he looks in the cage. He sees the wise man, Paul Heyman, consoling CM Punk. Remember, CM Punk was the original WWE Paul Heyman guy. So Heyman's got a little soft spot for him. He's consoling. Roman's like, hold on, sucker, what you doing? Oh, so you think you're going to take my wise man from me? Ain't happening. Gets in there, beats down CM Punk. You see Paul Heyman off to the side. Paul Heyman had a look of shock and fear. Because for the first time, I think he saw a side of Roman Reigns he didn't think he would see. He had the same look he had when Solo was in charge. Like, oh, I'm not just calling you my tribal chief now because that's your title and you're my tribal chief. I'm calling you that so you don't jack me up now. So now the seeds are being planted once again to see a triple threat match. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, WrestleMania. Those guys are going to go at it. And just saying, is it time for maybe Paul Heyman to go after somebody else? Is it time? A few months back, Paul Heyman, when Tribal Chief was on SmackDown, they came to Raw. Paul Heyman had a backstage segment with a certain current Intercontinental Champion by the name of Braun Breaker. Says, hey kid, I like your look. I like what you're doing out there in the ring. You're the future here. Future champion. Paul Heyman, always 6 moves ahead, right? So that's one seed planted. Now, reports are Paul Heyman's been in the back helping Braun Breaker with his promos, presentation. You guys have noticed improvements in Braun Breaker when he comes out and grabs the mic, right? Paul Heyman seeing that potential, going out there planting more seeds. Do we see at some point, doesn't have to be right now at WrestleMania, do we see at some point Braun Breaker loses the IC title? And like Gunther, when he was IC champ for a long time, well, once he lost it, time to move on to the big picture. And Braun Breaker, comes in and he tells the big dog, the tribal chief, the head of the table, it's a new dog. It's a new day. It's a new dog in the yard now. It's my turn. And he becomes a Paul Heyman guy. Punk is always going to be the original one, but is Punk the guy to take out Roman Reigns? Think about this. Roman and Punk have a few matches. What if Punk just can't do it? He's the best in the world, but what if he just can't do it? Brock Lesnar's gone. We know, you need some fresh blood. You need somebody new. Who can take him out? Well, I can't control Jacob Fatu. If I'm Paul Heyman, I can't control Jacob Fatu. That werewolf is, he's untameable, okay? He's all gas with it, no brakes with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could get Braun Breaker. Got that Steiner blood in him. His cousin, he ain't ready for the WWE just yet. He's coming up, but he's got to finish out his football days. But if I get Braun Breaker on my side right now, he can come in and be the new fresh blood. Roman Reigns, Braun Breaker. They had that stare down at WrestleMania. He spared Roman Reigns first. Oh my God. I jumped out of my seat. I jumped out of my seat with that hand like, whoa, he spared Roman first. Again, planting the seeds. Guys, Triple H, long-term storytelling. We've been telling this all the time. Giving you the breakdown here. I'm predicting right here on the main event on Franchise Sports Media, Braun Breaker in 2025 becomes a Paul Heyman guy replacing Roman Reigns. Book it right here. Kalani Lua, main event, Franchise Sports Media. This is where you heard it. WrestleMania is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a lot of fun. More UFC events are going to be fun. Boxing is coming around. Now the UFC is getting into the boxing game. That's a whole nother world. I'm going to have my boy Tawana on next show. We're going to talk more about it. Power Slap continues to grow and be fascinating. It's a lot going on. And you guys can tune into the Franchise Sports Media for all the updates you need on combat sports and other sports as well. We cover it all, guys. We got you guys. We got you here. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Come on back next week because the main event is here to stay, y'all. Main event, Franchise Sports Media. I'm your host, Kalani. Till next time, fight fans. Peace.